There is a podcast about an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years.
Hello and welcome back to Could It Be?
An Oak Island podcast.
We are your hosts, Deidre and Dustin White.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good. I thought we had an amazing episode last night, featuring
course.
lots of cool stuff like Smith's Cove, or actually not Smith's Cove, like the swamp.
I was gonna say you're in the wrong body of water, yo.
I meant to say the money pit. That's
Okay.
what I was really thinking. But we had the money pit, we had the swamp, and a little bit of Samuel Ball's cellar. Well, at least the area near it.
Yes,
Because you've been super fixated on that for
I've been
like a year.
fixated on whatever it was Laird found before that wasn't related to this. I don't even remember what lot that was on, but I
Lot
wanted
25.
to know. Was it?
Well, it was Samuel Ball's estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you were super interested about when are we going to get some more Samuel Ball stuff? When are we going to get some answers there? Well, you got some tonight. Well, at least you got some more questions about
That must
Samuel
be
Ball's area.
why Laird had to stop, because they got to get some permits and permission to further excavate with all the pottery, if you will.
Absolutely.
Pottery.
Pottery.
Yeah, I didn't even say
talks
it
like
right.
that?
I was gonna say Gary, but that just didn't work out for me.
It's not the same as the pooter.
No, not the same.
Yeah.
Okay, well, geez, we spent so much time in the swamp this episode. Mm-hmm. Do you want to start there or
Start
kind of
at the
finish
swamp?
in the swamp? Do we want to address the money pit first?
Well, the beginning of the episode actually kind of rolls into money pit stuff, you know, so...
Let's start there.
Okay, so we have the beginning of the episode where the guys are hanging out at the interpretive center, right? And they see some vehicles start crossing that causeway, right?
Oh, they know it's coming. They are eagerly awaiting Vanessa and the team to show up. I mean, as soon as they park and Vanessa and the team are getting out of the Jeep, you hear Dave say, "There she is." They were excited.
Well, yeah.
I was excited.
They really wanted to, they want to get drilling in the money pit, you know? Mm-hmm. And so they're super stoked about it. We had Vanessa, like you said, and then we had Danny the pirate.
Yes.
Good to see him again.
Yes.
And then we had a newcomer, Jared. Is that right?
I believe that's
ROC.
right. Yeah, Jared.
So is it ROC or is it Rock?
Maybe.
Probably both, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say both.
It's probably initials. I never really looked into that.
You never put that together?
Well, no, I
That Rock is not spelled R-O-C?
Well, if you ask Billy Madison, you ever see that movie?
Yes.
He wins a spelling bee as a child by spelling rock R-O-C. But his dad was really rich, and he paid off the people to say he was right.
Okay, I don't think that's the situation here.
Yeah. Anyway, in ROC, because Robert Clotworthy did a voiceover, and he called them Rock.
Yes.
But I've also heard him call them ROC. So which one is it? I don't know.
Probably
a little bit of both.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Sure.
Anyways, so they show up, and Vanessa gives us the lowdown on the difference in the equipment we're going to be using.
Is it the lowdown or the down low?
Ooh. I'm going down low, because that's the goal, to go low, 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 low.
Yeah, well... It was like my phrasing, so of course you choose that over your own.
Oh, give me a break. Or maybe it's the fact that they can go down to 202 feet. That's pretty low.
Yeah, so they brought 210 feet of caisson.
Yes.
Right? So, of can to slam.
Yeah.
And so, but minus the portion that has to stay in the oscillator and that gets exposed above ground, you know, for the drilling purposes or whatnot, they can probably go to a depth of about 202 feet, like you said. And I mean, that's exciting. I think their target's 150 feet, so it's plenty.
But we have no idea. Maybe lower. Maybe we're gonna go low, low, low.
Well, they're probably just gonna keep grabbing until they can't grab no more.
And it's good to have some spare cans around.
Sure.
You just never know. In case something goes cattywampus.
You never know. It's kind of like the Tootsie Pop thing, right? The world may never know.
The world may never know. But I was thinking about it because she's telling us how much the weight is of the starter cans.
Yeah.
So the starter can this year of 30,000, sorry, last year it was 30,000 pounds of weight just for that starter can, right? Mm-hmm. And then this year we're at 54,000 pounds of weight. And it's 2 feet thick, like the walls.
Inches.
Yeah, inches.
2 feet thick.
Man, that would be intense.
That would be really intense. I think it would be a lot heavier than your however much weight you said that was.
54,000 pounds, 2 feet thick.
Yeah.
2 inches thick.
Yeah. So, and the whole can is 2 inches thick for the starter can, right? Because it's going to help them kind of grind down and get a better hold and better digging capabilities. Because you remember last year when they did the dig and they thought they hit like some kind of big rock or something and it scraped off a bunch of those teeth. And they're like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, because she's saying that it's the entire can versus just the teeth like last year. And something that they had mentioned in the previous episode was that it's going to be obviously more surface area, so hopefully we're not going to be knocking off teeth again.
Hopefully.
But I was also thinking about it collapsing in last year, and it wasn't as much weight. This year, we got more weight, plus it attaches to the crane.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit away from all those cans that are kind of compiled in one spot, like... oh gosh, like H8 and what was the other one they did? Like
C1?
No, C1 was off to the side. That one was a little bit separated from the rest too. I can't remember them off the top of my head. Gal one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But this new one is called what?
Isn't it HC1?
You know what? I guess I should have waited till we get to that spot.
Set me up for failure there. I see how it is.
My bad. I thought you had that like ready to go.
Yeah, HC1 is the name of this hole.
You mean OC1?
OC1. Wow, I'm just like...
You got problems today, babe.
I am just pulling letters from wherever I want. So, OC1.
Like, is that Orange County?
Or Oak
what?
Caisson. Original Caisson 1.
Okay.
But
sure.
Where okay, last year they did a lot more different large holes, and this year we stuck to a lot of sonic drilling, right?
A lot of sonic drilling.
Which is, I would assume, in hopes of keeping the area a little bit more stable.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, sure, possibly. They did do a lot of that sonic drilling, and they found some neat stuff. Terry Matheson was really excited for all the stuff they were pulling out this year. So when he's excited about things that shouldn't be at this depth, I'm excited.
Well, I mean, that's a good reason to be excited. So the big oscillator comes in. What we cut over to the money pit, right? And they're all waiting for all the equipment to show up. We're not just stuck at the causeway anymore.
Well, before we get to that, one thing I do want to note real quick, because there was a scene in between them talking to Vanessa, and then a scene, then they were doing something in the swamp, then it went back to the, like, unloading at the money pit or whatever. And Rick was doing something. I don't remember what he was doing, but he was just talking to, I think, Billy or something, but behind him you see one of those caissons being driven past, and it's like, yep, they're all doing this in real time.
Oh yeah, you can see more cans coming in as we're at the swamp or something. Yeah, and it was coming in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, that gave me a good chuckle.
Yeah, so those are 8 feet in diameter. Those are big suckers.
And even before we cut to the swamp, that we also get that shot of Vanessa telling us, she's very invested now, and this is so different from what they normally do. I can't imagine they would get another call like this, or I wonder what the initial call was like. So we're digging for buried treasure.
Yeah, can you come out and
put a big hole in the ground for us?
Yeah, please, right?
That I might think that was a prank. Hopefully they didn't call on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, and before we move on to the next part that you were talking about, there is one thing I want to touch on. It's like one of the most super important things for people to know that don't dig for buried treasure, because people that dig for buried treasure know these things. Okay.
Yes.
This is something that I try to convey because Deidre and I, we're treasure hunters.
Yes.
We dig for buried treasures sometimes. Okay?
Yes, we do.
And so Rick says that they push the envelope with the money pit. And the difficult part is that you don't know if you miss something by centimeters or millimeters or 5 feet. But now that they got that largest can possible, it gives them much better odds. So, yeah, like we have the saying, if you're off by an inch, you're off by a mile.
Exactly.
And that goes with any digging underground for, treasure or probably other things too. If you're off by this much, like you're digging down here, but the treasure's right over here, like an inch away, you missed it, and you'll never know.
Yeah.
Unless you dig another hole.
Because then if you take GPR out there, you're going to see the disturbed soil. You can't GPR the entire money pit area because that is all disturbed. And we can get into that when talking about reading GPR results, and we get over to lot 25, I believe.
Yeah.
But no, spot on. When Rick said that, I was just thinking, yep.
Like Ducky from The Land Before Time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Are we good to carry on to us getting over to the money pit?
Yeah, well, they set up the oscillator platform.
Yes.
So they kind of got this.
Irving does.
Yeah, Irving Equipment Limited. Mike Jardine's back in his house.
His
or
house?
in the pit? On the Island.
Yes.
I don't know. Island.
Yeah, I caught that. Thanks.
Yeah, so Mike Jardine's back. They're setting it up for something big.
Yeah.
What's that big thing?
That big thing's the oscillator that just comes around the bend. It's huge, right?
Just around the. Okay. No.
The money bin.
No, money. It's a mega bin, and then the money pit. You keep.
Yeah, but I said
those.
not. I said money bend. Like,
bend.
Because it comes
I thought
around
you
the
called
corner.
it the money. I thought you were calling it the money bin again.
Yeah, the money bin again. Yeah.
No, that's what Scrooge McDuck has. Okay, he has the money bin.
He does have the money bin. But it comes around the corner, and Vanessa, or is it Clotworthy? It's been custom built for this particular. Because this isn't something they do every day, like we mentioned. So it was custom built over in South Korea and brought all the way over here to Nova Scotia. That's
I
crazy.
didn't catch the custom built part, but sure.
Oh, it said that. You should go back and check.
Maybe I will.
Get those notes up to par.
Oh, I had the other information, but yeah. So it arrives. They set it up. It's like moving a tank onto a platform.
Seriously.
It's 110,000 pounds.
Yes, versus last year's 64,000 pounds.
Yeah, like huge difference.
As they keep saying these weights, I am concerned about the Swiss cheese ground. So they're not going to be putting down as many holes this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's okay. They only need one. They know where the money pit is now. This is their best educated guess they've ever had.
I mean, you're going off the sluice way, potentially, shaft 5, shaft 9.
Well, shaft 9 was the sluice way one.
Yeah.
Shaft 5 was over at near the cave-in pit, and the work they're doing in the uplands.
Through it.
Yep. And then we had shaft 2. That's the kicker. That's the one that they've done all this triangulation off of. Well, they've done triangulation off all of them.
You have to have 3 known points in order to triangulate. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Their best guess is going to be within that area.
Best educated guess.
And considering they've got so much more square footage to put down, this is their best shot.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're excited to see the fruits of that labor next week, right?
Yep. And the 26-ton hammer grab.
Yeah, I think Doug was really impressed with that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, that claw is like on steroids. That thing's big.
It fits in the 8-foot wide can, so
Well, that
There
would
you
make
go.
sense then, that
It's
it would be bigger
ginormous.
than
It's
the last one.
Yeah, so that's exciting stuff. We don't have a lot to talk about as far as what they found using it yet because they haven't found anything using it. They do that next week. Actually, we know it was filmed a couple months ago, so I guess they have found whatever they
Yes.
found. But right now, we don't know.
We don't know. The only thing we know is what comes up on the next week on, and we'll get to that at the end.
Sure.
Right?
Sounds good.
Right? Well, I heard that this can comes with a 100% treasure guarantee.
Well, duh.
So the odds are with us.
It's going to happen.
It is.
It's going to happen. Vanessa guaranteed it.
Hey, if Vanessa says so, it must be so. Let's make it so.
Make it so. Oh, should I put that song on?
Let's not.
Yeah, I'll do it closer to Christmas again, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, so the whole of it all wraps up for the Money Pit back at the very end of the episode.
Yes.
And we have who's on hand for this historic moment. We've
For
got,
the initiation.
yeah, I wrote down that we have Steve,
Mm-hmm.
Paul, Gary, Dave, Dan Henske, Charles, Rick, Scott, and Vanessa were all kind of in a line. Ready
I
to get all this
concur
go.
with that statement.
There you go. And they're ready to begin drilling.
Yeah.
And who gets to do the honors?
Well, as Rick says, he thinks it would be very fitting for Dan and Dave to do the honors.
Dan and Dave, yep. Makes sense.
Yep.
What do you call them? The two
Titans.
Titans.
Titans
They are
of the island.
they're
of
the
Oak
two
Island.
that are left. Been there the longest.
That's awesome. I was digging the Titans of Oak Island there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So we have Dan Henske press the button, and then we have to flip a little switch, and that's
A little flip, turn, push.
and that's initiated by
Dave.
David Blankenship. And Rick asks Dave, he's like, "Hey, does that you thinking of your dad right now?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, my dad did this last year. He's the one that started it." So, yeah, he's giving us all the feels, right?
Yeah, and he was just Rick saying, it's about time we find something. Dave, of course, chimes in with, "It's past time." He's like, "Come on, it's past time to make this happen," if you will. And then, what did Dan H. Rick says to him, to Henske, he really believes something's down there. And Dan responds with, "It's about time we get to it." I feel ya.
It's about time.
It is about time.
Rick's like spouting off numbers. He's like, together we have like 190 years or 150 years of experience on Oak Island between all of us,
Yeah, that's a
or whatever it was. And
bit mind-blowing.
yeah, well, they're thinking, let's find this thing.
It's time.
Come on.
It's past time.
So, one thing that I want to touch on that we forgot to mention was Gary told them to make a wish before they turned it on.
That's right.
You think they made a wish?
It's like a birthday cake.
Yeah.
I'm sure they made a wish.
What did they wish for?
Treasure. To be in the
And
right
so-
spot.
What's the answer going to be?
Okay.
Okay, DJ's got a magic 8-ball. That's going to become a part of
Okay.
our podcast now.
What do we have to, it has to be a yes or no question.
Yes. So we have to ask it, did Dan Henske make a wish? Do that first.
Did Dan Henske make a wish?
Okay, let's see what it says.
Very doubtful.
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh. Well, he may not have.
Okay, how about Dave?
Okay. So, did Dave make a wish?
All right, let's see what it says. Flip it. Let's see. What does it say? What does it say?
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
okay. So
Okay,
Dave's
so
wish.
we had at least one wish, and I bet you it comes true.
Okay, so what do you think the wish was?
To find the treasure, to
Okay.
find the money pit.
Yeah. Will Dave's wish come true?
Will Dave's wish come true? It is certain.
Boom. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
Oh, you heard it here first. The 8-ball predicts that we find the money pit.
Yep. Find the treasure.
Woo, woo.
Whoop, whoop. So, that's kind of the whole of it for
The hole in the money pit.
of the money pit. Yeah. So, very exciting stuff this episode. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see where they go next week because it's always there's a lot of anticipation building to this moment. They've worked so hard all year to get a good dig in the money pit area. So
Rick mentions they're gonna have a lot of washing to do with all these extra spoils.
Dirty Jack is back.
Dirty Jack has got to be coming back.
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah, got to put that wash plant to work.
Yeah, he's not gonna be. Sometimes he's got the dome kind of like Mr. Clean, but he's definitely not gonna be Mr. Clean.
No,
he's gonna be. So.
He'll be Dirty Jack. He's not Mr. Clean. He's Dirty Jack. Come on.
Yeah. Who's gonna help him wash stuff this year? You think? Do you think he's gonna have a sidekick? Maybe Peter.
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of washing to do. I bet you it's all hands on deck because most of this year they haven't had spoils really to wash.
So are we going to get the HMS wash plant back up and running?
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Next, do we want to touch on the scanning?
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea. Lot 28? Mm-hmm. Or 25. My bad.
25.
My bad. So, lot 25, we have
Steve Watson and Don Johnson are back.
Yep. And they are doing some GPR, ground penetrating radar.
Thank you for the breakout there.
Hey, you never know. Someone might
to
be
help.
unfamiliar with it. So they're doing the scanning. They got a special permit, Laird. Our favorite archaeologist, Laird.
Of course.
Got a special permit to go and do some scanning. Not any excavation work yet.
Nope.
Fingers crossed it happens in the future.
Yep.
But so what did they find?
Well, they scanned. Okay, let me back up there. So Steve Watson and Don Johnson scan, or they say they're going to scan like mostly that cleared area.
It's Johnston.
Isn't that what I said?
I thought you said Johnson.
I may have. So Johnston scanned the kind of like cleared area versus going in between all of the trees. Just because with GPR, in case you don't know, and this was one of the first things I was thinking when it came up, was there's going to be a ton of tree roots around there, and that's going to show up on the GPR.
Yep.
But hopefully with all those tree roots, we're going to see them kind of as a normal anomaly that hasn't been disturbed the same way, say, like a cellar would.
Yeah, and Robert Clotworthy kind of, every time they come up and do the GPR, he has to explain how the machine works and how they utilize it. But so he was explaining that it can take measurements and readings to up to about 15 feet deep. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Scan the cleared area.
So Charles was on hand as well.
Yes.
We got a really good, what's going to eventually be a GIF, right? You got to make or is it a GIF or a GIF?
Oh, no, that's to be debated.
Yeah, so he's like all shifty eye,
because they say a treasure chest anomaly, and he does the little side-to-side shifting.
And is he excited or is he scared? That's always the question with Charles. Is he trying to hide that treasure, like keep it hidden, or is he trying to help them find it?
Okay, so later in the episode, we hear Jack talking about digging down and, that money, like gold or whatever, he wants to see it come out of there. And Charles says that it's down there, Jack. We just have to be patient. So I think he's excited to pull it out. That's my prediction.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. 100% treasure guarantee.
Heck yeah.
I like that you can guarantee that, just like Vanessa.
That's what. Yeah, no problem. I'll guarantee anything related to treasure. We're gonna go find guaranteed. We're gonna go next time we go looking for a treasure. Guaranteed, gonna find it.
Okay.
There you go.
No problem. Okay.
We did get a Samuel Ball recap flashback from Robert Clotworthy. For those of you who don't really know what we're talking about, because we have a lot of new listeners lately.
Yes.
Robert Clotworthy is the narrator, and we talk about him all the time because he's the ever-present. He's been involved in every single episode.
He has.
He is legit. He's got a fantastic voiceover voice. He's a great narrator, and we're big fans. And that's where the name of the podcast kind of originated from, right?
Could it be?
Yeah, one of his catchphrases was, could it be blah 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 blah, and
still is.
Yeah, if people. If they don't know anything about Oak Island, they know that it's the Could It Be show.
Of
right?
course.
So there you go. There's your recap of who Robert Clotworthy is, because we talk about him all the time.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So what do you say about Samuel Ball's life? Did you write that down?
About his life, just that he ended up being, once he did die, one of the richest landowners in the area.
Yeah, in Nova Scotia. Yeah, so they recapped that saying that he was he escaped slavery at the age of 11 years old. He joined the British military to earn his freedom, and he owned lots of land. He ended up owning a lot of land on Oak Island.
On Oak Island and off of Oak Island.
Yep.
So when he started with
he was
just
wealthy.
4-acre small cabbage farm, and then was able to purchase all that land. And that's a lot of sauerkraut to sell in order to buy that much land.
I hate sauerkraut. You know what song that's from?
No, why would I know that?
It's from Weird Al's song called Albuquerque.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't know that song.
It's one of my favorite songs.
I like
love
sauerkraut.
It. I love it.
So,
no, I don't. So
have you ever tried it?
I'm with Weird Al. No,
Well,
it
you're
smells
weird. So.
Okay, sauerkraut smells so bad that I will always stay away from it. Okay.
Okay, well, so do you.
Yeah, not always.
You totally set yourself up for that, so don't even say you didn't.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes from being a slave and escapes as a child, joins the military, earns his freedom, and becomes super wealthy. How do you do it?
Cabbage or treasure finding?
Maybe both.
Maybe
right?
both.
We know the cabbage was something, right?
Yes. And, he may have stored cabbage in this potential cellar or
Sure.
area that they found.
Why not?
Yeah, they said it's about, 6 feet? 6 feet tall.
Deep.
Tall, deep. I mean, a person could stand in there.
Yeah. Could.
If I wanted to admire my treasure and I was hiding it.
Well, it's kind of like the area that Laird was standing in last week in the McGinnis Foundation, how it was about as tall as Laird. He's probably around 6 feet tall.
I concur with that statement.
Probably much the same. So one thing I liked, I guess Charles calls Samuel Ball the man of mystery of Oak Island. Or the mystery man of Oak Island. There you go. That was pretty funny. This is not as much known about him.
Forward explanation to me. I mean, there's a lot of mystery there, but this is the man of mystery.
It's just not enough known about him. I hope they learn more.
One would hope.
Yep. So the GPR experts are going to make a 3D model of the area, and they're going to examine it and
bring back data.
Yeah, they've already given them the preliminary data and whatnot, and Doug suspected that if he found something here, he's talking about Samuel Ball.
Yeah.
If Samuel Ball found something on Oak Island, where'd he bring it? Probably back to his house.
Probably back to his house would make sense.
They're hoping that he dropped something, left some clues behind.
Hopefully. I mean, that's the goal. They do find a second, smaller anomaly that's only about a foot down, they say. And they're going to take another look at the data that's there, but everybody seems excited about that one too. But that was more in the treed area, so to me that says that could be a little bit skewed just because of all the tree roots, but I don't know. Hey. I'm not a GPR expert.
No, you're not an archaeologist either.
No, I'm not.
I bet you Laird was like, hey, I want you to scan there. Hey, this area is important. Scan over here.
Naturally.
He's the boss.
Yeah, he is the boss. I understand that he's in charge of the lot, but it doesn't mean he's a GPR expert.
So on these sensitive area excavations at these protected heritage sites like the McGinnis Foundation, like the Samuel Ball, okay, Laird is the boss.
Yes, I've
already agreed. That means when people like Steve are doing work for him, they answer to him. Remember that meme you showed me?
Yes.
What did it say?
It called Laird the boss, and Steve was pretending to work.
He's just hoping not to get yelled at, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I bet you...
you think Laird's a yeller?
He's a taskmaster. He's like laying the smack down on the people that don't work good for him.
Okay, that don't work good for him.
So it's funny. Laird was excited at one point.
He was. He wasn't jumping up and down, but it was definitely Laird excitement.
Yeah, but he had a twinkle in his eye.
Ooh. A twinkle. Did you see?
Or maybe his toes were tingling like Gary. I don't know.
What? Oh, man. I don't know. You'll have to ask Laird if his toes were tingling.
Sure, I guess.
Okay. Anything else for Lot 25?
Yeah, let's see. I just have a couple of notes here so did we talk about the underground walls?
Well, yeah, because that's what I was saying.
That's what
was
the
6
1
feet.
foot down? Oh, that's the 6 feet. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, the 1 foot down was much smaller.
Yeah, Laird is just hoping that they could take this data that they've, that they've got with this GPR expedition and submit an application to do further excavation or further
Digging.
Well, they haven't done any digging yet, but like just further archaeology work, and then potentially like also doing excavating work. So fingers crossed, because that could take a long time, they said.
Yeah, it sounds like getting permits for that area are rather challenging.
It's fine. This season's probably coming to a close pretty soon. He'll probably put in his permit or put in his application, going to get the permit for next year, and that'll be something to look forward to.
It's okay. I wasn't worried. You don't have to
good.
calm me down.
Well, you seem kind of calmed up.
No, I'm not calmed up. Okay. I'm okay.
Are you?
I promise I'll make it.
Okay.
Just this time, though.
All right.
Okay. Where else? Did we go anywhere else? No. We had a visit to the Mug and Anchor pub.
Well, 1 second. So Marty said that he was excited to learn more about this area, the Samuel Ball area, regardless if it has a connection to the money pit or not. He's really interested in knowing more about Samuel Ball and his history. So that's cool.
I think we're all definitely wanting to know more about the man of mystery, the mystery man of Oak Island. And this is kind of that first step in order to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So, we should probably talk about the swamp now.
Yeah, I agree.
So the swamp took up probably the majority of the show. There was so much going on down there, which is so nice because you guys remember last year we were so excited for the big three.
Yes. One of them was
the Money
supposed to be
Pit,
the swamp.
Smith's Cove, and the swamp. And then they never did anything in the swamp. Well, they're making up for it this year, let me tell you.
Yeah, and Marty's like, I'm tired of all this stink.
Well, it's okay. He has a swamp doctor for that.
He does have a swamp doctor. He apparently also has a swamp archaeologist for that.
Yeah. So, before we get there, we've got the first scene in the swamp had Steve, Gary, Rick, Billy, Craig, and Dr. Spooner.
Yep.
The swamp doctor.
Of course.
They were investigating the boulders near the eye of the swamp, right? Or was it the paved area?
Yeah, we spent most of the time in like the weird paved area out there.
Yeah, so Robert Clotworthy, the narrator, explained that the eye of the swamp might be connected to the Knights Templar and Freemasons, and touched on the theory presented by Corian Mall and Christopher Morford, the one with the Poussin theory with the paintings. Okay, and then the swamp doctor explained how the soil could have been impacted the way. Sorry, it couldn't have been impacted the way that it was unless the rocks were introduced after the fact.
Yes.
Like it couldn't be a natural way for the soil to be impacted below the rocks.
Yeah,
so,
it would have had to been on purpose.
Yeah, so that means man-made. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot of people saying it's man-made.
Yeah. Later on, Marty says something like, 5 or 6 experts, they all say it's man-made. You got to believe them, right?
Yeah. That's why all these experts come in. Where you're looking for the opinion of those who are experts in this area.
Yeah. So Dr. Spooner says that they found high levels of mercury and lead in the core samples he's taken from the area.
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
The lower sections of course, we always throw back over to bacon, Francis Bacon.
Oh man, bacon, yum. Oh, I thought you were talking about breakfast bacon.
Well, I love bacon.
Yeah, you like it better than me.
I know, but Sir Francis Bacon with his hat, which would have a lot of mercury in it, which I keep coming back to, and they talk about his specific publishing he did of Novum Organum, in 1620, which outlined how to preserve documents with mercury in a lead box.
Yeah, did you know he was the leader of the Rosicrucians? I don't know if you heard that or not.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple times. I feel like maybe on a recap or something.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, he seems to fit in, if you will.
Yeah, so Francis Bacon is someone that we're going to learn a lot more about pretty soon, I think,
Yeah.
because I don't know if it's next week or not, or the week after, but they are still planning to have a drilling down episode that's all about him.
Yeah.
So we have like an hour-long special to look forward to of Sir Francis Bacon. So.
Sir Francis of Bacon. Fantastic. No, I'm excited to learn more about that.
Yeah, so Bacon, Francis, Sir, right? That guy?
Yes.
So 1620 was that book, right? Mm-hmm. And what are the dates that everything's getting dated back to? You know, we have the swamp, potentially, I think the swamp doctor was saying 1680, right?
Yeah, I believe that's right.
So 1680, we got the money pit, 1795. We got the U-shaped structure was like, 17...
I don't remember. I don't have it in front of me, in all honesty.
I think it was 1769, you know?
Okay.
So, I mean...
We're in that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, that this stuff would have been known, like it
Yes.
preserving stuff by mercury and stuff, even if it wasn't him,
Yes.
you know? So, I don't know.
It was published, in enough time. Not that it was easy to get your hands on books.
Yeah, but maybe he wrote this book and then he's like, peace out, everybody. I'm going to Oak Island to hide some relics. You know,
Yeah,
and
I'm
that
going to
was
go consult over here on how to take care of some relics. So
it. Yep. Could
do what
be.
you got to do. Mm-hmm. And they leave Billy and ask him, if he can keep working. It says they'll keep working along. No
Of course.
problem. Billy is ready to chug along and
we'll keep
get it
working
all
along.
done. And Rick mentions that if there are any answers, they will be here. I concur, because there's been a lot going on there.
For sure. So then the next time we come back to the swamp, we have Marty, Alex, Laird, Tom, Nolan. They were all on hand and they welcomed Dr. Ian Spooner back. They keep welcoming him back, but it doesn't seem like he ever left.
I know. But that's editing, classic.
I know. It just seems like he's always there.
Well, this
It's like
time,
if I go to the swamp right now, I bet you he's there.
probably.
You know, that's what I'm thinking.
But he brings a friend with him, a
Yeah.
colleague, if you will.
Yeah, so we've got Alex Taylor, a professor of archaeology from St. Mary's University. He specializes in swamps, wetlands, and coastal regions, specifically in Nova Scotia.
He seems like a guy that's an archaeologist that knows something about wetland areas because that's where he does his thing.
That's where. That's what he does.
mean,
That's what he's an
right?
expert in. And so it only makes sense to bring him in. But did you see Laird behind him? Like they were showing Laird while he was, this like competing archaeologist is over there. And I'm thinking, oh, poor Laird, he's going to get replaced.
No, he's not. Like I said, I think that Aaron is there because he specializes in this kind of archaeology. And Laird is thinking, good, someone can come and confirm what I've already said.
So what? Is Laird just a jack of all trades archaeologist? Is
Maybe.
he like, yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Laird, what up?
Laird, are you a jack of all trades archaeologist? He didn't push him into the money, not in the money pit. I was going to say into the swamp, but if you pushed him into the money pit, that would be a problem too.
If he did, would he make the owie like Goofy? How does he say that? Owie.
What are you talking
You know, like when Goofy
about?
falls down a hole.
Yeah. I
I did not
I've
do a good Goofy
seen
there.
enough Goofy falling down a hole
You know
for
who
that
Goofy
to.
is?
Okay. Yes. I mean, I don't live under a rock, but
Are
I
you
know
sure?
who Goofy is. But it's not like I haven't seen him fall down a bunch of holes for that to be the go-to sound effect.
Okay, I didn't do that good anyway, and that's fine.
That's true because
Yeah.
I didn't know what sound you were making.
Yeah. So anyway, they take this. Well, he's not a new archaeologist. He's new to us.
An additional archaeologist.
Yeah, Alex Taylor. They take him down to the Paved Area to check it out, and they join Billy and Jax over there. And Alex Taylor wants to take a closer look, so he kind of jumps down in there and.
Well, he asks if he can go down and take a closer look, and Marty says, You can do whatever you want. And my first thought was, I want them to tell me I can come do whatever I want. So I'll come dig.
Well, you go find some random like pea stone,
Random pea stone.
you know, like Tori did last year.
Yeah, maybe. And I put my stamp on the island.
Yeah. So Dr. Spooner asks why there's no stumps over here, or why no soil. You know, why nothing in this area in the swamp? Why is there only rocks? You know. And so he's basically dumbfounded, and I think Alex Taylor's his friend, right? And so he's like, bro, just tell me what's wrong over here. Like, something's up. Like, please make it make sense for me, right?
Yeah,
Is he kind of pleading with him?
He's like, I have racked my brain. I need someone to bounce this additional thing off of so that if looking at it, you're not thinking, oh, like, am I crazy? Like, this is man-made, right? Please confirm what I'm looking at. This is a weird place.
Yeah, Alex said that it's not glacial. Like, this was
Alex,
not like a...
Aaron.
No, his name's Alex. His name is Alex Taylor, not Aaron Taylor, okay?
Okay, I've been calling him Aaron this entire time.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, there's two Alexes, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm right. I think you're wrong, but you could be right. I doubt it.
Okay.
I love you, but I doubt it. Anyway, how about we'll just say archaeologist Taylor.
Thank you.
Okay. So archaeologist Taylor says it was not glacial. He says, when in doubt, you excavate.
Yeah.
Enter
Excavate. Enter Billy.
Billy Gerhardt. And Marty says, Billy, how long would it take you to,
Give us like the profile. And
yeah, so we
get it
can,
down.
so we can check this out, do what he wants. And what did Billy say?
Couple minutes. Doesn't take long.
He's like brushing the dirt off his shoulder or whatever.
Couple Billy seconds. Couple minutes, and he's all over it. So he takes care of that and gets digging.
Yeah,
and
Tom Nolan was saying that stuff, this kind of stuff shouldn't be in a bog.
No.
It's unnatural. That's what he was, it's just, it kind of dumbfounds him too, He and his dad worked in that swamp so much, and they never got this deep because they just didn't have the resources to do so.
Exactly.
And so it's like, it's got to be like mind-blowing to see it this way.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, if you don't have the resources, but you've spent that much time there, you're just thinking like, wow, this is even bigger than we could have ever imagined. It just, it keeps getting crazier and crazier. Crazy.
All right, so Billy quickly shows them what's up.
Of course.
He just gets down and dirty. Well, except for he doesn't get dirty. His excavator gets dirty.
Yes.
Because he scoops up like a little trench.
Yep.
And so they can look between the layers, and what do they see?
Rocks.
Well, archaeologist Taylor said that this is not 10,000 years old.
No.
He says it's definitely
intentionally made.
Yeah, he says definitely. Well, I wrote definitely man-made. He says that it's too level to be naturally occurring. That's pretty sweet. I like hearing that stuff.
Yeah, and Marty's like, okay, so there's someone else telling us that it's man-made, and why we have you here, I want to show you something else.
Yeah, well, before you go there, I wrote in my notes that Laird looked impressed and threatened.
I don't think he looked threatened. I
Okay,
don't think
I'm just
there's
making this
gonna
up.
be an archaeological duel. Like,
Throwdown in the swamp?
He's not.
Finish him!
He's not throwing the bone-handled knife at him, and he doesn't have a rock over here.
Mortal swamp bat.
No, there's no mud wrestling or anything going on.
Yeah, that would be weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Marty, this is where he said at one point, you got 5 or 6 experts that say this thing is man-made. He's just like, whoa. And then they take archaeologist Taylor directly to the eye of the swamp.
Yep. So they head towards the eye. And
You know what was funny, though? Then we had a Clotworthy flashback where Clotworthy's talking about these stumps they found last week. And it was funny that just before that, it was a different section of the swamp. Ian Spooner's like, there's no stumps, He's like, it's just funny that we got,
there's no sticks. No. Yeah. But then at the eye, they're saying, they found, which looks even further drained, that they were investigating, that they found the large boulders with smooth clay at the bottom, which was good information. large tree stumps surrounding the area and talked about there being several. Mm-hmm. Which made me think of like a cathedral of trees, if you will. Mm-hmm. They also dated wood that was found in there back to 1680.
There you go. That's not very long after Sir Francis Bacon, wrote his book that includes that mercury stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Spooner then suggests about it being a clay mine, which was an interesting thought. And I know nothing about clay mining.
Well, me neither. But, something strange about that. Does that kill the island was two separate islands theory?
I don't know, because it may have not been completely separated over there, or I know nothing about mining clay, of the types of places you would be looking for clay to mine.
Yeah.
Maybe part of it, maybe it's was an inlet there and it didn't go all the way through, or it's hard to say. It really is.
It's hard to say.
Let's see.
So, Dr. Spooner was telling archaeologist Taylor that they had we should call him Professor Taylor. He's professor.
Okay.
That they had a core sample they took that was 300 years worth of soil. Mm-hmm. And they got clay, and they were able to date wood that they found in that to the 1680, like you said. Uh-oh. I just turned my phone and all my notes went away.
But Aaron also kind of suggests about the leveled area.
Okay, it's Professor Taylor.
Professor Taylor.
I think calling him Aaron is not good.
Okay, well, sorry. I'm reading my notes, and that's what I wrote.
Okay, what did Professor Taylor suggest?
He suggests that they leveled the area to bring in, like, horse and carts, and then that the clay would have been toted out in barrels, which would make sense. That explained that area, and then in the coming next week.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, that's like, it could tie into what we saw on next time on the Curse of Oak Island at the end of the show, because we have Terry Matheson saying that he thinks he found the bottom of a barrel. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun.
And he goes on to mention that it's a really complex site. It's different than anything he's seen. And he seems about as boggled as Dr. Spooner.
Yeah, but he was able to give them some good insight.
Yeah.
And he was able to, like, reassure them, hey, we're not all crazy, are we? Please tell us we're not crazy.
Exactly.
Because if we're crazy, that makes you crazy, because you're saying that's man-made.
Mm-hmm. And you're a professional.
Yeah, and you're not willing to, like, put a sticker on your back that says, I'm the crazy guy, right?
Who puts a sticker on their back?
I don't know. He's not going to be wearing a hat that says, I'm nuts, right?
Who does that?
I don't know. He would have to if he was. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.
So, that whole section kind of ended with Tom Nolan saying, as usual, they've got more questions than answers out here at the swamp. So, pretty funny.
Let's see.
All right, then we went to Mug and Anchor.
Yep.
So what happened there?
So Marty's meeting with, other members of the team and lets them know they met with another archaeologist. Dun, dun, dun. And says that he explains the idea of it being a clay mine, or for mining clay.
Yeah, and we have... So he basically has Alex give the rundown, though.
Yeah, he passes the torch over to Alex.
And Jack says that that the clay, who knows, could have been used by searchers or depositors. Mm-hmm. Don't know.
And Jack mentions that the clay seems to be the most pure of the clay that he's seen was there, which to me kind of lines up with the whole idea of it being a mine. I mean, your most pure clay, I assume, would come out of there.
Yeah, Marty was like, that's the kind of stuff they would use to make vessels. Mm-hmm. And then he followed that up quickly with pottery, because I think they didn't want to confuse some people, like vessels. They make like ships out of that?
Yeah, that would be, they'd make pottery. They have found a lot of pottery on the island. maybe the Holy Grail's made out of blue clay. Who knows?
Don't know.
I mean, we talked about pottery on the live stream, just yesterday and about that.
Was that yesterday? Oh, wow.
Well, yeah.
This is the earliest we've ever recorded a recap podcast after the show aired.
Well, I guess
How do you feel?
What happens when you get quarantined.
Yeah, we're on the ball. All right, so Marty says that when an expert says 100%, I perk up.
Yeah.
He's like, especially from so many different disciplines. Like everybody, we got so many people. We got geologists, archaeologists, geoscientists.
All the ologists.
Yeah. Like all of them are saying, yo, dude, something crazy happened here.
Yeah, and it wasn't digging. Nature.
It's kind of like what Robert Clotworthy said in that video to us, right? He said, Rick and Marty Lagina, keep digging.
On digging.
Yeah. So, yeah, good stuff. Then we go back to the swamp.
Wait.
Uh-oh. How do I... Screeching tires.
So Rick is ready to cheers to the swamp. And he said, Marty, I don't know that you'll raise your glass to this. And he's like, nope.
That's very true.
And he takes his wine away.
Yep, he puts his glass under the table.
It gave me a good chuckle. Funny. And I was like, I feel you, because it smells. But the swamp is exciting, and I don't have to smell it through the television.
He's like, I'll just smell this wine, please.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to mention, because that gave me a good chuckle.
And that's all you got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
All right, so back to the swamp. Billy.
Yes.
Rick, Gary, Jack, Dan Henske, Craig, all on hand, right?
And Steve.
And Steve, I guess. I don't have him
in
my notes.
He's
bad.
right there. I see.
Okay, what up, Steve?
What up, Steve?
All right, then Billy's digging. Gary's not finding anything with his metal detector going through the spoils, so he's probably kind of sad.
Of course.
And then Jack notes that there's water rushing in, in this little pit that they're checking out. And they think they found another section of the paved area.
Yeah.
I think this keeps growing.
It does. And even...
It's not really growing because it's just already there. But they keep exposing more and more and more.
And Craig suggests that maybe they've cut through like a flood tunnel and like the paved area or something, because water seems to be coming in from multiple directions, right? Which would make sense. And we know that the paved area, because it's all rock, would act like a French drain.
Basically.
Because it would hold the water. It's rock on rock.
Well, it wouldn't hold water. It would let the water slip through it.
Yeah, it will. I just mean it would hold water when they go to drain.
How about it would channel the water?
It would channel the water over to them if they cut through like a cross section of it. And there's layered rocks, right? And Jack notes about, and so does Craig, that the water's kind of foamy, which is more indicative of, say, salt water. Or a mix thereof.
Yeah, hey, before we move on to this real quick, I just want to say one thing about the paved area. Okay, so when Tony Sampson discovered it, and he was like doing his probing over there and they were excited about it, I remember when they first like started uncovering it and they were like so let down. Remember, they were like, oh my gosh, this is nothing. But it turns out to be like the biggest thing.
But it turns out to be something huge.
Like huge. Yeah, it's just funny
that
they were so let down, and now it's like one of the most important things they're doing.
They're let down because it's not what they had envisioned, which nothing here is like what we've envisioned, right? I mean, it's easy to get disappointed and hope that it's just going to be super straightforward, but we should know better. Oak Island's not straightforward.
It sure ain't. All right, so yeah, you're talking about the water being kind of like foaming
up.
Yeah, so Craig was saying that, that's typically something that happens in seawater, right? It didn't look like as foamy as seawater, so yeah, they were like, what's up with that water?
Yeah, and Craig suggests that they should get a sample of it. So Rick so kindly asked Billy for a bottle of water. And Billy's like, okay. So he gives him his empty bottle of water and brings up his scoop full of water so Rick can get a sample. He gets a sample. He fills the bottle.
Yeah, and Rick ain't afraid of no germs because he's not afraid of Billy's germs. And he's not afraid of Billy's excavator's germs.
He's not afraid of mercury. He's not afraid of lead.
He's like the bravest person on Oak Island. See,
Yes.
Rick, 100%, 100,000 million percent Gryffindor. Right?
Yes.
He's a Gryffindor, yo.
He fills up that water and he just takes a big chug out of it like it is a beautiful sunny
glug.
day. And he's like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
need refreshment.
Oh, man.
And Craig
freaked out.
practically jumps off the screen.
That was really
I
good.
made an audible sound when
Me
it
too.
happened. I was like, ah!
I was like, ugh.
And literally Twitter blew up at that moment.
Yeah.
Those who were tweeting along with the episode, there was so many things. And now I want to know if Rick is alive or if he's immune to all future plagues and diseases, a test specimen, or if this is like a Bruce Banner moment where now he is going to turn into the Hulk or maybe Spider-Man or something because his DNA must now be changed.
I bet if he changed into something like the Hulk, I bet he wouldn't be green. What color do you think Rick would be?
Brown.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he
The
gets
water's
dirty
brown?
all the time.
And the water's brown?
Yeah.
The water was almost black.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, what color shirt does he usually wear? Like in his sit-down interviews with Marty?
Like, it's either the denim button-up or like a greenish color.
I thought you'd say that color, like the denim color.
Yeah, either way, my mind was blown.
Yeah, Rick confirmed that it tasted salty. So the
Yeah.
foam should have been a really good indicator on that.
But Craig plays it cool. It's like, yeah, is it? Like, after he's done puking in the bushes or something from it. No, he's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
He also said it tasted almost brackish. And I had to look that up because I had never heard that word before.
Yeah, because no one speaks like Rick.
Yeah, he speaks in a whole different language almost, right?
Yeah, because he drinks swamp water.
Yeah, so brackish water or briny water is water that has more salinity. Wait, how do you say that? Salinity.
More grossness.
Than fresh water, but not as much as seawater. It may result from mixing of seawater with fresh water, as in estuaries, or it may occur in brackish fossil aquifers. The word comes from the Middle Dutch root brack.
Okay, so brackish water is still gross water. And so does that mean Rick has drank brackish water too? Like, does he sample all the water?
Yeah, I bet, when they took those samples of the red dye, he's like,
Yeah. Yeah, this is still... Oh, man.
hey, leave him alone. He can do what he wants to do.
I'm concerned for his health.
He's fine.
I don't know. I haven't seen
He's
him
basically
in
Iron
person.
Man, okay? Leave him alone.
Well, no, because remember, I've already decided his DNA is now changed, so he can't be Iron Man. And can't be Batman. He has to be the Hulk, or he has to be Spider-Man, or something along those lines.
Well, maybe he's a Fantastic Four guy, like the Thing.
That actually would make sense.
The Thing.
He is
All right.
now the Thing.
Yeah. So
I'm
then
concerned.
moving on, we have Terry Matheson arrives to see, hey, guys, what's up?
My notes say that Terry shows up right after Rick has disgusted everybody. He just missed it.
Just missed it. He's kind of lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
Rick shows him the water pouring in, and I'm sure he wants him to render an opinion, right? He wants to know if it's natural or man-made, obviously. Craig thinks that they cut through a channel and disrupted the water flow.
Yep.
And he thought that it was freshwater spring, but it's definitely salty, Rick says.
Yeah, so there's that. And Rick suggests that they kind of stop and put a pump down there, walk away, and wait for Dr. Spooner to come back, and Jack laughs and says, might want to put 2 pumps in.
Yeah, well, they need Dr. Spooner to render an opinion as well. Right?
Naturally. And then Marty has a speech.
Yeah, Marty has a little speech. I actually copied it down word for word. Okay. So this was pretty good. All right. So this is a big deal coming from Marty.
Yeah.
That's why I felt it was important to write it down and say it word for word. Because this does not sound like Marty from last year or 2 years ago or whatever from season 1.
Yep.
Marty's changed because Marty says, somebody came here a long time ago, hid something extremely valuable, and protected it by extraordinary means. What we were aware of was a flood tunnel system, maybe. There were other traps of some sort of heretofore. Yeah, that's a word that his brother uses, I'm sure. Unknown booby traps. That fits perfectly with the whole concept of this island, right? He's in.
Convinced.
He knows that something crazy went down on this island because he's seen too much proof to deny it anymore. He can't deny it. He can't say, "Yeah, I'm 70%. I'm
like he
whatever."
does each year before they cross the causeway.
Yeah, next year they're gonna cross the causeway and they're gonna be like, "So, big little brother,
What do you think?"
What do
And
you
he's
think?
got like his treasure chest. He's like, "I think something happened here."
He's got like a patch on his eye.
Yeah, and he's waiting for Billy to unlock the causeway with the key to the causeway.
The key to the causeway.
Yep.
Yeah. So then then that's kind of the end of that little section. But then they do come back to the swamp again. And we have, the group there. And Rick mentioned that Fred Nolan was never forthcoming about his goals and aspirations in the swamp.
Yeah.
He tells that to Dr. Spooner, and that's it's admirable, but it's sad.
It is.
Because I like that he was like so into it and he wanted to figure it all out, but it's a little sad that, he just wasn't willing to, get some help. But, if you're the closest person that could help you is your neighbor that you don't get
and
along
you have
with.
a dispute with.
Yeah, so
then-
you're probably not going to, you're going to hold it close
they're
to the
both
vest.
going to hold it close to the vest. And, towards the end, we know that they wish they could have worked together more. But here we are. It's just crazy. It's bananas.
And so they show Dr. Spooner the possible French drain looking area. And they just, it seemed like, they're like, oh, well, we had to show this to you. We had to show this to you. And I'm thinking to myself, he never left. He's still there. He's got like a little tent or something.
He could have just been hanging out in the interpretive center or the research center.
We haven't seen much research center this season, have we?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, well, they got human bones and stuff next week, right?
Yeah,
so
and
they'll
they're
be
gonna be
looking at that
taking
stuff
it
under a
over there.
microscope. All right, so the final little part here is that we have Rick, Dave, and Dan Hensky. They're heading toward the... actually, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I was
My bad. I was reading something. I wrote the swamp when it wasn't the swamp.
Oh, I was going to say we kind of finished...
Is that everything?
Up, yeah.
Sweet.
So the swamp, they're like, look, it looks like a French drain. He's like, I don't even know. This is bananas. There's all kinds of crazy. This whole thing's a puzzle. And we all agree. And we're eager.
Think Dr. Spooner's like, I don't even know what to think anymore.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Yeah, the episode ended with them slamming the can, and we already talked about that. So,
Woo woo.
how about next time on The Curse of Oak Island?
Mind blowing. Like, this is probably the best next time on I've ever seen.
It was pretty epic. I'm stoked for next week. Who else is stoked for next week? Raise your hands. We can see you. Okay, we can't see you.
We
but
can't. That's creepy.
I'm
Don't
raising
tell
my
them
hand.
we
Teacher's
can see.
raising her hand. No, I'm so excited. We have Scott, Gary, and Rick. They're supervising the money pit dig. That's what I wrote anyway.
And Scott says, this is the money pit area.
Dun, dun, dun.
He gave it away. This is it. We're
is it.
here. We're here with a giant 8-foot can.
Yeah. Then we have Paul and Rick that they appear to be examining spoils. And they have something that kind of looks like a human bone.
Yeah.
At least Paul's convinced it is.
Paul's holding this bone that's really big.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's big. I mean, it's very possibly human.
Yeah, you took some anatomy classes, right? What bone? Come on, give me a bone. What bone is that?
It's like a leg bone.
Yeah, who found it? Is that Paul's bone?
I don't know. We'll see. It might be Paul's bone.
Yeah, maybe. So, like, what? Like, literally, what bone? Like, take a guess. I want to hear a scientific name for a bone. Go.
A femur? But that is too small for a femur.
What else then? Could it be a fibula?
Sure.
A tibula?
Quite possibly.
I'm throwing out my knowledge right now. That's right. I'll brush it off. I'll brush
yeah.
off my shoulder.
Don't, because that's the only bones you know. Sorry.
Then what?
Okay. Paul holding bone says it's possibly human. Terry is holding something and showing it to Craig and says, it looks to be a bottom of a barrel.
Yeah, Alex Lagina was there too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, so we already touched on that a little bit, but I mean, was that from the money pit? Was that from the swamp area? I wasn't really sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it looked kind of like money pit, but
It looked like money pit to me. I think it came out of the spoils. And Craig asks, what is that doing down there? I don't know, Craig.
Good question. Always more
pit.
questions than answers on Oak Island.
It's a good place to hide stuff. So if they were transporting valuables on a ship, they also may have come in a barrel that would have been full of coconut fiber to help protect those items. They could have then used the barrels to fill with clay and roll them on over to use in the construction of the money pit. Those barrels have multiple uses.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm thinking Aztecs. Hey, don't laugh. Somebody had a serious theory regarding the Aztecs coming to Oak Island to get the clay because the clay was worth more than gold to them.
I get it. I'm not sold.
Yeah, I'm not sold either. But hey, who the heck knows? Maybe the craziest thing ever happened and it happened.
It's all on the table until it can be not proven.
All right, so Doug tells Marty that's a component of the original treasure cache. What?
Yeah, and I'm trying to...
Doug, what are you saying?
Analyze this, and I'm thinking of when he found the manifest from the Duke D'Anville.
Alex Lagina's doppelganger?
Exactly. Is something that was in there, something that was listed on, what they were carrying. Is it potentially something that is going to tie those two theories together? Maybe. I don't know. We'd have to ask Doug.
Doug.
Sup, Doug?
Go ask him right now. Just kidding. All right. What else happened? We had Gary. What did he do?
He finds a ring in the swamp.
A ring in the swamp?
Could it be?
Man, and he's okay. So that's like the new dream team. Like we have usually Gary and Jack, and they're like a tag team. But the dream team is Gary and Rick because they found the Drayton's cross together, and now they found this cool ring. They had some elaborate
the
designs.
Bobby Dazzlers.
Yeah, the Bobby yeah.
Like, if you really want something worth something,
You gotta have Rick.
Yeah, and Gary. It's kind of like, whoa.
Treasure calls to Rick.
And
it wants to be found. It's like the One Ring.
Yeah.
In Lord of the Rings. It wants to be found.
And it looks in amazing condition. Just like...
Yeah, like it had some pretty elaborate carved designs, right?
And we hear in the background the voice of Charles Luton Brain. And he says, it appears to be chiseled prior to 1730. And he's the guy that told us about secret recipes written in code.
Secret recipes written in code?
Yeah.
The red-colored glass thing from last season when they found the brooch.
Yeah.
With the red
He's the
jewel in
brooch
it.
guy.
Yeah, so that was a piece of red-colored glass. Red-dyed glass, right?
Yep.
And yeah, that's the same guy. So that was cool to see him back.
Yep, and he it appears to be Spanish.
Gary knows all about Spanish treasure.
It's just like, how many people can we involve here? We got Bacon, and we got the Spanish.
And the French.
And the French.
And the Aztecs.
And the Aztecs. And now that we have the Highlands, like, it's just nonstop around here. Who is it? Is it like...
the Highlands, that sounds Scottish to me.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work, I guess. Jeez, that is insane.
Yeah, so the end of the next time on finishes with Gary saying they're back in business, and he gives Rick a high five.
Yeah.
The end.
They deserve a high five for that.
They do deserve a high five. So that's the end of the episode.
That is the end of the episode.
And I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was. I had a good time.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, we have some great stuff to look forward to next week. I'm, really stoked about that. So, what about you?
I am as well. And
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm glad you're good with that. You know what we have next?
What's that?
Well, we already talked about Robert Clotworthy earlier.
Yeah, we explained who he was.
Yes.
Just in case you had fallen off the planet or something.
Fallen off the planet. Or are new to our podcast.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
Same
true.
thing.
Sure.
No?
No, not quite. Yeah, Robert Clotworthy, the narrator. We do something fun every episode where it's called the Clotworthy moment.
Yes.
And so, explain it.
So what's a Clotworthy moment? A Clotworthy moment is going to be when he says something or repeats something that seems shocking to him, like axe cut wood.
That's one of the ones he always has in his back pocket. You know?
Yep.
I think we've heard him say axe cut wood 3 or 4 times as a Clotworthy moment.
Yes,
Contender.
exactly. Flood tunnels.
Booby traps.
Secret recipes written in code.
Yeah, that was your favorite.
Yes,
Classic.
Definitely a classic one. So last week we had 2, and you vote for them.
Yep, you vote on Facebook or Twitter, and then we reveal the winner right here on the podcast right now for last week.
And then we give you 2 more that you'll vote on this week. So let's go ahead, and you want to hear who the winner is?
Let's hear it.
A trap door? Possibly leading to a secret basement beneath the McGinnis Foundation?
Whoa.
A trapdoor.
Dang, I didn't even hardly hear that on mine. But that's
I heard
okay.
it.
That's good. A trapdoor.
A trapdoor is the winner.
I was a big fan of that one.
Yeah, me too. It won by a landslide. It was over 70%, that people
That's a
picked
lot
it.
for our Clotworthy moments.
Well, it's a good one.
It
so
is.
I don't blame people for choosing it.
I concur with that statement.
All right, so do we have 2 new ones?
We do. Okay, here's the first one.
Okay.
A layer of rocks? Could Rick and the team have found another section of the paved stone structure?
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
He was very excited about the rocks. I mean,
Well, who wouldn't be?
naturally. I mean, Jack was very excited about them.
Of course. Jack's excited about everything.
That's true. I think
Jack watches paint dry and he's like excited, Okay, maybe not. I'm sorry, Jack.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
because no. But I bet you if Jack votes, it'll be for a layer of rocks.
Well, maybe. Well, what is a layer of rocks up against?
Okay, wait for it.
Walls? Beneath the ground, near the ball foundation?
Walls.
Short and
walls made of rocks. Technically, walls could be a layer of rocks.
Yep. It could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
Okay, how do they vote?
All right. You go to, of course, www.facebook.com/OakIslandPodcast.
You don't have to put in www.
I'm old school. Okay.
Okay.
So you go to Facebook, you go to our Facebook page, Oak Island Podcast, and then you click. There'll be 2 choices. You click on the one that you like the most.
So
Simple as that.
Just click on whichever picture.
Yep. There'll be a picture of what was the first one again? Stacked rock or
A layer of rocks.
There'll be a picture that looks like a layer of rocks, and then there'll be a picture of the anomaly showing the walls, right?
Yep.
Something like that. You'll get to choose which one you think was the better one, and then next week we will reveal the winner of the Clotworthy moment.
And then you can also vote on Twitter.
Oh,
Did you already
Twitter.
mention that?
Yeah, you go to twitter.com. Oh wait, okay, Twitter, or you just go to @OakIslandPod, right? Is that the short and sweet way to do it?
Yes, just look us up on our handle.
@OakIslandPod. Okay?
Exactly. And there'll be a place for you to vote on there.
On there.
On there.
Okay, so that's it for the main part of our
Show.
what we do for our podcast every week. But we got some special stuff happening this week, right?
Yes.
Lots of special stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Oak Island? I sure hope so.
Let me find my handy dandy schedule here.
All right, so we'll start by talking about on Friday.
Yes.
Because we'll go in order.
Because that's tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Because today's only Wednesday.
It's the day after tomorrow, okay?
Oh, man. I've been inside too much.
Yeah, so tomorrow, now you got me doing it. The day after tomorrow, on Friday, we're going to hold a live stream, an Oak Island live stream that is based around Oak Island trivia.
Yes.
And
other random
there's going to be
trivia.
other random trivia too, but Oak Island trivia is going to make up probably half the questions, and there's going to be prizes, and you should join us because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Where can they find us to do that?
Find us on Facebook at Oak Island Podcast.
Yeah, the same place you do the Clot-worthy moment vote, right?
Yeah, it's on our page.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. There's going to be like a graphic that comes up on the screen with the question and the answers, and you click, it's like a multiple choice.
Yep, exactly.
And so you click the one you think is the win, or what will make you win, and you can win. We're gonna do like 20 questions. Is that right?
Most likely.
And I don't know if any of you've seen our Oak Island trading cards, or I know some of you have, definitely.
Yeah.
But people new to the podcast may not know about them. We have created a whole series of Oak Island trading cards that feature the guys from the show dressed up as pirates, knights, and kings.
Oh my.
Oh my. And they're wonderful. People love them. Everybody loves them. They're just beautiful. The people,
They're fun.
The cast members, they love them. I mean, and they're very cool. So what we're going to do is there's 20 cards in a pack, and we will, for correct answers for the trivia, whoever wins will get a trading card of their choice. Mm-hmm. And then that one will be out of the pack. So then the next person that wins will get to choose the second card. Mm-hmm. Because Billy's probably going to be chosen first, right? So Billy will be off the board, but then you'll get to pick anybody but Billy for the second winner.
Right.
So on and so forth.
Yeah. So we're going to break apart one of the packs, be able to send them to you once mail is on its regular go again.
I don't know. We might be able to send some mail domestically, but I know like Canada shipping's down.
Yep.
Like international, it's just not a thing right now because of because what's happening in the world, right?
Yes. Which is the reason why we're going to do some fun stuff this week.
Yeah. What else we got going on?
We also have our watch along.
Yes.
Which is coming up.
Yeah. So that's Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah. We will release a new podcast that is an Oak Island watch along, where basically we watch season 1, episode 1. You watch season 1, episode 1 at the same time, and you listen to us do commentary on the episode.
Yes.
It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. It really is.
And then once that's out, because, we wanted to give you a day to do that, then that means we're going to then do our podcast recap like this for season 1, episode 1.
And that will be out on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll have a chance to listen to the watch along on Saturday or on Sunday morning or whenever. And then whenever you're done with that, bam, you're going to have the recap podcast ready to go to listen to that too. So we're just doing a lot of extra stuff right now because everybody's like kind of stuck in their houses and whatnot. So we thought it'd be fun, and why not? Right?
Yeah, give you a little something extra to do.
Exactly. So please participate. It'll be fun. Yep. And I hope to see as many people as possible in the trivia contest, because that's going to be a lot of fun.
That will be fun.
So anyway, how can they get a hold of us if they want to?
Of course, you can find us on Facebook at Oak Island Podcast on our page. You can find us on Instagram at Oak Island Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Oak Island Pod.
Yep. You can email us, and that's is it at? Gmail.
Well,
it's OakIslandPodcast@gmail.com. I sound so like with it.
Yeah, Mr. WWW.
Yeah, and then we have a voicemail hotline. People have been calling it this week, and I think they just want to listen to our spiel on it because it's funny, and then they hang up and don't leave a message. Like, we've got multiple calls this week like that.
Leave us a message.
Yeah, leave us a message. So if you want to do that, feel free. You could call us at 360-836-4549. And do it, please, because it'll be fun.
Yeah. Be a good time. Had by all.
We would love to be able to hear what you have to say. And, if we can, we'll play a clip of it or something and talk about it. Because why not? It's fun.
All right. Is that it?
Let me think. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Oh, yeah, one more thing.
Okay.
Just one more. All right, so Patreon. Mm-hmm. We just want to chat about patreon.com/Oak Island Podcast is where you can support us. Mm-hmm. And that's how you get those trading cards, and they get mailed out to our supporters every month. But due to this coronavirus issue, we're unable to mail out anything for the month of March like we usually do.
Yeah,
and
a bit held up at the printers, plus...
Yeah, the mail's crazy, especially international, and like half of our orders are international, and so that's kind of a bummer. But the place that we do our printing at super backed up. I don't know why, who knows? If they may be doing something for medical purposes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we just apologize that we're not going to be able to do that. But as soon as this is all like fixed and we can go there and print the stuff up, like you're going to get the ones, if you're subscribed to us in the month of March, you will get those cards, automatically and instantly.
Yep.
And then,
whatever
April will come and we'll, as long as you're subscribed to us, we know who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to get your cards.
Cards
so
are
just,
still being
don't
made,
worry.
produced, sent to printer. They're just behind.
Yeah,
because they have to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to still support us, you could, because as long as you get a get in before the end of the month, you will still send them to the month of March. That's what I was trying to say. The month of March. The munch. Yeah, don't you know about the munch?
Is March the munch?
The month of March. If you get in before the 31st of March, we will send you the cards of the first set of superhero cards, because this new set is all the Oak Island people.
All the munch.
As superheroes. So I think that's it. Anything else?
No, I'm just laughing at you and the munch.
Yeah. Well, thanks to everybody that showed up in our chat.
Yes,
you guys
thank
are awesome. And we hope to see you guys at the Oak Island trivia on Friday.
All right.
Live stream at 5 o'clock. Sorry, we didn't say. It's at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern for the Oak Island trivia. And we'll have a post pretty soon on our Facebook page about it, right?
Correctamundo.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
Officially, no.
Okay.
All right. So until next time.
Could it be?
Does this one come with a guarantee? Like, we are going to find something?
Oh, 100% treasure guarantee. Yep. Yeah, I stamped that right on the side.
Okay. Everybody heard that. Everybody heard that.
We're going to start unchaining it?
Yeah, let's go, boys.
Do it.